In 2019, there's a concoction of different words that people deem to be triggers. I want to talk about one that speaks to compassionate thinkers. The one that encourages people to once and for all take off their blinkers and expose themselves to the truth. That one that when the haters hear it, their eyebrows turn down and the back gets up and their claws come out like some kind of wannabe saber-tooth. So when I put my fingers to the keypad to get this written, I urge myself to avoid the V word, in an attempt to make the meat eaters listen. What V word? The one that's full of love and power and makes you happy when you eat it daily. No, not vagina, the one that inspired Unity Diner and gets you buzzing when people say the curious lately. The V that makes you see. With new eyes, new perceptions and expectations of all generations. Through the contemplation of a harsh confrontation of your moral obligation when new information is about extinction. You make new choices to counteract the results of your past and stop your contribution to the destruction and division that's mindfulness at last. Cows, pigs, horses, chickens, cats and dogs and the rest were the same. You can't claim to love and keep consuming. It's my culture, don't pass the blame. The choices you make falls on your head. But they're not personal when someone ends up dead in that free-range shed. The meaning of this word speaks to your soul in reality. You see industries like meat and dairy as nothing but a tragedy. Your eyes open to the heartless notion that these businesses are businesses. Money-making strategy. We cut out their limbs and reduce foxes to fur trims. We slice the throats of cows, chop them into pieces and call it beef. But that product had a face. And still, you want to degrade sentience to sandwiches because you have canine teeth. It's time to dig deep underneath and listen. Turn a new leaf and liberate them from life in prison. Most people who will choose to listen to what I'm about to say already know what the case is. So meat eaters and even vegetarians, listen up, because without you, nothing changes. There's something quite alarming about the results of factory farming. And if you've somehow missed this never-ending story, watch Dominion, Cowspiracy, Earthlings, or Land of Hope and Glory, or all of them. I'm not fussed. As long as you do it before, there's nothing left of us but dust. And it's not just one outcome that breaks me, that takes me back and makes me want to do things equally unjust, but shared on the daily by ethical warriors at the end of their tether on unsocial media. It doesn't cause one issue or two or even 5 or 10, but a plethora. I won't talk about all of them, but there's a few top trumps, and don't worry, none of them are the Donald that controls the land, so you don't have to bury your head in the sand, and these ones are worth listening to. The information's new and they concern you, so here's those few. Number 1. Before most of us are ready for that long snooze on our deathbed, we'll witness in just over a decade this earth declared dead. Here's one again. We have 12, 11, 10 years before it's too late. We can't go back to a previous day, it's now. And the solution starts with what you put on your plate and who you don't. Number 2. 56 million land animals are killed each year for your food. Do you think that number's high? It is, but it's a lie. It's 56 billion. And that number doesn't include who's on your shoes or the lives that live underwater. So what will you teach your son or your daughter? If you're fit to, be their teacher, and if you care to, be their preacher. Or this world is going to get bleaker and bleaker until we can't breathe and we're another died out creature. I'll stop at number 3, and it makes sense to me to make this one about the queen bee. It's easy to forget and keep consuming honey when all we really talk about is dairy and meat. If the government focused on protecting these bees as much as they do fighting over our taxes, we wouldn't have to be so worried about not if, but when nature's ecosystem collapses. There are many things that make me wish I had wings and the freedom to keep them, but deemed to be here just for us to steal their regurgitation. We clip their wings off like some sort of sadistic confiscation. I don't mean to plead, but I want you to see that it's just another form of exploitation, another luxury that's completely unnecessary. Can't we just leave them be? Now, cognitive dissonance is essentially taking actions that are conflicting with your beliefs. Ignorance is bliss is the dangerous term used to describe the feelings of the people who practice this, and unless you keep your eyes open, you won't understand that there's more to life than a butterfly kiss. I had a choice and I chose to see. Gary Yourofsky did his deed and told us all what it means. He didn't sit back and do what others do. He realized he can make change day by day. And the same goes for you too. And if not you, then who? Theresa May or Boris? It's speciesism. For a fluffy white kitty or a cute little puppy, if they have no smile or just maybe a sore tummy, we give the vet a bell. But then we mass murder other four-legged babies, and until their green mile, we keep them locked up in their shit-filled cell. All of this for financial gain, and I'm sorry, but you're a hypocrite if you can't even bear the smell. Let alone when you see their pain, so are you a meat-chomping carnivore or not? I can't tell. So this V to the money-hungry corporations that make the lives of our fellow earthlings a hell. It's easy to be shy to share it far and wide out of fear of people making fun, but without getting our voices heard, nothing gets undone and they keep getting stunned. So let's say it proud because the movement has begun. Vegan, vegan, vegan.